What is going on? Welcome back to another episode of the Wired Sound Podcast. Today we have a guest hailing from Minnesota, right? We got Cassius King. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for coming up this way.
Up this way, I guess.
From Miami?
Yeah.
Because you're living there right now?
From Minnesota, but I live in Miami.
Okay. From Minnesota, live in Miami. How long you been Miami?
I've been in Miami for like a year and a couple months. Year and 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it down here, man.
Starting to get the feel of it.
I'd say, yeah, finally starting to feel like I'm settled in. So.
I feel like I see people like jumping ship from Miami already that moved here a couple years ago.
Really? Already?
Who did I see that was like, they like dipped out and I was like, damn. I don't know. I could just be, just
I feel like
deep.
I was living in LA for like 3 years and I feel like everybody there is moving to Miami.
Moved to Miami?
Or they'll visit
and
one
then they
time.
go to Nashville.
Yeah, and then they go to Nashville.
It's the trifecta.
Really? I haven't heard the Nashville pipeline, but.
I'm starting to see it. Oh, I saw Kaz as one of the, he was like a live DJ, just moved to Nashville. But yeah. All right, so, yeah, in Miami, you just came off a tour in China, right?
I did a 2.5 week tour in China, yeah, which is my first ever tour, which is kind of crazy.
So first ever tour, jumping out of the gate.
Yeah.
In China, that's crazy.
It was nuts, yeah. We did 5 shows, 4 cities. We did Chengdu, Chongqing, Hainan, which is a little island off the south coast. And then we did Shenzhen. We did 2 nights in Hainan, so 5 shows.
Damn. Do you speak Chinese at all?
No, I know Buhaisa.
Okay.
Excuse me.
That's it.
And then it was
keep saying that over and over again.
Ting Budong, which is, I don't understand.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a bit of a culture shock, right? I went there a few months ago and I was like.
It's a great culture shock, though. Everybody smokes cigs everywhere, all the time.
Perfect.
Everybody you meet's like, you want a cig?
Do you smoke during your sets? Do you?
I don't smoke at all, but when I probably smoked a pack a day out there.
Yeah. But during your DJ sets too?
Oh, for sure.
Like it's so much cooler.
Or farming like crazy. Are you kidding me?
I know it's like bad to promote cigarette smoking, but like during a DJ set,
it feels
kind
gross and disgusting to smoke cigs in the U.S. But for some reason, it feels cool to smoke cigs in China. I can't describe it. You just have to go there and do it yourself.
I'll never forget. Was it Gustavo Stein? Have you heard of him?
Oh yeah, of course.
Just like. Chowing down
their
on
Dimension
cigs.
too. They had the countdown.
Yeah,
you see that at Ultra?
yeah, count down the cigs.
How many cigs he was.
So that's dope. So when did you get back from China?
I got back. Well, I did a week in Japan after, just for like vacation, and then I got back from that like last Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
So for people that don't know, you started kind of in the dance music world as a videographer. Is that right?
I did. Yeah. So in college, I went to Boulder in Colorado. And I was in film school, so I was like looking for new stuff to film, and I was in a fraternity, and they were like, we need someone to film like promotional content for us. So I started filming our parties, making like recaps to like promote our house. And I met this kid one day at a house party, and we became friends, and he was like, hey man, I'm doing my first ever headline show at the Fox Theater, and you have a camera, like come through and film it. There's probably like 100 people there, like it sold out, and it's just all our homies. That was my first time filming in concert. And that was Disco Lines, by the way. And we just became best friends from then. And he moved to LA. I moved to Mexico for like 6 months. And then post that, I moved back to LA, started working together, and he started doing well enough that he could pay me a full-time rate. So I quit my job and went on tour with him for like 2 years.
That's fucking dope.
It's crazy.
What'd you think of the tour? So you had a taste of the tour life before entering the DJ tour life.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's really good that I was able to kind of see how it all plays out.
Yeah.
Go through the trials and tribulations.
Because you don't really know if you'll love it until you're in it. Yes, there's a lot of everyone sees, obviously being a touring DJ is like super amazing. Yeah. It's like one of the best things ever. But
right? Yeah, I mean the sleep loss, sleeping on airplanes, like getting sick all the time, constantly working or partying is like exhausting. But it's super worth it. It's super fun. And if you have any interest in music or touring, I suggest you just go full throttle and send it because it's the most rewarding experience in the world.
Yeah, I think it's a really great jump though, going from like tour videographer to, because now you're doing it yourself.
Yeah,
and making that leap.
Which was funny because on the China tour, we had the full team of like people who put the tour together and the tour managers, but nobody was a videographer. So I was kind of playing both roles. I was like teaching them.
Behind the sets and then
I would like set up all the cameras and I'd be like, hold it here. And I was like, don't shake the camera.
Yeah.
So that was pretty funny. But now I'm sitting at home with like 600 gigabytes of footage.
Yeah, so are you doing all your own editing and
stuff? I am doing all my own editing.
God.
It's a full-time job right now.
Yeah, you should just hire someone on Fiverr or something, honestly.
But I'm too anal about it to do that. I'm too much of a perfectionist.
Have you tried ever outsourcing clips?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I run a media company here in Miami on the side. I do
Okay.
like real estate content and like more professional branded content. And for that, I hire out a lot of like editors to help out.
It's a lot of work. I was just editing Insta 360 footage.
Oh, that's the worst.
You know, and like I was like swiveling around in my chair to try and get like, because you can like record like where the angle is. So I was like trying to, it's a cool
so
feature.
funny.
But I was like swiveling around trying to, you know, people at
I don't
Starbucks
touch
probably
that
thought I
footage.
was
It's too big and it's
crazy.
too annoying to work with.
Yeah, that's true. But it's great for like just, you know, one angle, or not one
sure.
angle, but one camera.
Multiple angles with one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So so any tips for people trying to do their own content, like for DJs?
Get a cheap camera that can shoot well in low light and shoot for an hour or longer. If you get a Sony, the Sony A7 III doesn't shoot longer than an hour or 30 minutes even. So get a Sony A7S III that can shoot for an hour and a half plus. But pretty much just you can even get like a nice GoPro, which are pretty cheap these days.
Yeah.
Get like one or two of those and have your friend film with like their phone or something and just splice the clips together and do like multicam content is king right now. Every time that I personally am scrolling through TikTok and I just see a captionless show clip, I just scroll right past. 'Cause I'm like, it's not very...
So what do you mean, like multiple angles?
Multiple
Like,
angles, because then it's like instantly you see the person's face straight up.
See the
Maybe
crowd.
you cut to the crowd and you cut back to them at a different angle. It's like very engaging. It makes me want to like stay on
Yeah.
and see what's up.
Can you do that with the Insta 3? I guess you can do that with Insta 360.
And it doesn't really work as well.
Yeah. I was
but
trying.
Even
I was
just like
failing.
one GoPro and then your homie taking a phone clip is enough to get to see the crowd and like, I want to feel like I'm there. I want to feel
Yeah.
the energy of the crowd and your energy. Like that's what sells me on a DJ.
Yeah. Have you, I mean, you obviously toured with Disco Lines for a while
Mm-hmm.
and did the videography for it. Did you notice like what clips did better? Did it have to do with like the angles, or like it was just like the crowd energy?
It's
Like, what do
really-
you think? Like
It's like the
connects?
perfect storm of everything. It's the energy in general of the clip. So if like it's high energy from the DJ, high energy from the crowd, or a mismatch even, then you can make a joke about that.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, damn, I was playing to like the Dead Sea or something. But yeah, just like capturing the energy. People want to feel like they're there because then it gives them a taste of like who you are as an artist and what you're about and what they can expect at your shows. Otherwise, if it's like someone's back and like you can see a little bit of the crowd,
Yeah.
it's like focus on the song. It's like you might as well have played this to me off your monitors at home.
Yeah.
And if it's just about the song.
Not,
Yeah.
You got to have that visual aspect that catches
Absolutely.
people's eyes.
Yeah.
God, I'm like thinking back on my own videos. I'm like, shit.
But at least
gotta delete
with
that.
like Thad's content, what did the best was like something that had a little bit of a story in it. Like maybe like something funny happened with a fan, or like there was like a funny moment because he's just a really funny, like naturally funny guy.
Yeah.
So like that is typically what did well. You just have to find what like your thing is, what you're good at. And the only way to find out by doing that is by doing it.
Yeah.
So
as like a creator and a DJ. I think you find your own personality too. Like,
Sure.
At like what style your content will be. Is it going to be funny? Is it going to be like super like cool? Like
yeah.
you know,
Absolutely.
Every
I feel like I don't really know if there's a third. I feel like every
Yeah,
DJ
that's it. Either
you're either like
super cool
super
or
cool
funny
or
as
really
shit.
funny, or like a good blend of both.
I don't know what would the third? It'd be like a dick. But that's probably not
Dead
the
Mouse.
best
Yeah,
brand.
you'd be
Yeah,
Dead Mouse.
yeah, it's the Dead Mouse brand. But yeah. All right, so you came off your China tour. How's it looking? Like, are you trying to keep on that momentum, releasing
Sure.
music and
Yeah,
build off that?
I pretty much was. I've been sitting on a lot of music that I want to release, and I wanted to use the content from the China tour to help like promote the music. So I played out a lot of my originals,
Dope.
and now I'm just kind of stuck in the lab editing, planning out my releases, putting out content, and trying to pivot that. So I got a really cool opportunity with the company that I was with out there. There's these mountains called the Zhangjiajie Mountains, which is where they like base the Avatar Mountains off of.
I just saw you post that.
And no one's ever recorded a DJ set there. It's like a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Oh my god!
And it's like a super important like cultural landmark in
Yeah.
China. So we had to talk to like 30 Chinese government officials to get the permitting to do
That's-
that and get a drone permit for it.
That's sick, though.
And yeah, we pulled it off. We had to carry like an RX-3 up like 600 stairs.
Oh my god!
And then take the world's tallest elevator to get
Do you
there.
have that footage of the behind the scenes?
Sure,
right?
yeah.
That's great content.
Yeah, it's great content. So until when it finally gets edited.
Yeah, I know you got to edit some like Avatar dragons in the background.
Sure,
You
yeah.
got to make sure to like add it in there a little
Let
bit.
me tell you right now, it would have been very nice to have an Avatar dragon to get the gear up there.
Fly up there. Yeah, that's dope though, man. That's a really cool.
Yeah, so that is going to do really well on Chinese socials because it's an iconic landmark
Yeah.
for them. And I mean, even when we were there was like a ton of tourists coming up and like.
But what are Chinese socials? Because I kind of know what Chinese socials are, but like I know they don't have TikTok.
So their
and Instagram,
TikTok equivalent, it literally has the same logo, it's the same interface. It's called Douyin, but it's technically not TikTok because there's like I don't even know what I think it's just like the content controls. And what's different. They have Bilibili, which is their like YouTube.
Okay.
And then they have Red Note. Xiao Shui, I think it's called.
Okay,
but that's what everyone hopped on when TikTok got banned.
Oh no, that's not Spotify.
That's their like Instagram.
Okay.
That's what when TikTok got banned in the US, that's what everybody hopped on. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I do. I made a Red Note account too.
Yeah. It's like, find me out, plug your Red Note right now.
Yeah, it's probably gonna land to something. Yeah.
But yeah, so hopefully, I'm gonna try and push everything on Chinese socials. The thing that's tough about Douyin is you need a Chinese phone number.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, how does it actually? Because I was thinking about trying to do that also. Because who was it? One of my buddies, Castra, is like a Boston DJ. Anyways, he had a track that blew up in China.
Really?
Just in China, and like, so he's toured like 3 or 4 times over there.
Sick.
And I'm like, he's like, yeah, it just blew up over there on socials and stuff. So it's weird. I guess you don't really. It's hard to kind of track that too. Yeah. But if there's like a way to kind of post on there, that'd probably be a good idea.
Well, the one way to do it is to find a company that will post on Chinese socials for you. Okay. Shout out Big Tomorrow. They did my entire tour. So
if you're hitting them up in about a week from now.
If you're in the US and you need to get on Chinese socials, you have an interest in tapping into that market, hit them up or find another company that does it.
Yeah, I was shocked when I went out because I went out there maybe 2 months ago. And I had like people that knew, because I've done a lot with Hexagon with Don Diablo's label. Fire. And they knew, like, they were like Hexagon fans. And they're like, oh, Landis, this is fucking crazy. I'm like, didn't even know. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So that was a cool feeling. But
that's
I'm like,
big in China.
I know, that's it. Irrelevant here, massive in China. I think that's the dream, though.
That's the goal, right?
Yeah, it's weird, though, how music can work like that. You never know. There was a story, I got to try and look it up, or I'll have Alexia look it up at some point. But he was a guy in South Africa, or he was here, but he was like homeless. And then they found out that his track in South Africa was like an anthem. And he like ends up going on tour in South Africa. I don't know if this is like a story I made up, right? Or someone told this to me.
Just in his dreams last night, just downloading it from the ether.
But, yeah, exactly. But yeah, so you just don't know where your music is gonna reach.
That's kind of the beauty of it, though. It's like, it's the great connector. Like, I felt very connected to the crowds there, and I couldn't speak with them if I wanted to.
Yeah. How is it testing out your music and
great,
like good reactions?
Yeah, I mean the crowds there are just everything that people complain about in the crowds in the U.S. right now is not a problem in China. Yeah. At least where I was in China.
No phones, really.
No phones. Like, people were just like there to dance. People were like all eyes to each other, even not even so much focused on the DJ, which I prefer. Mm-hmm. Like all of our egos love to get that attention, but I'd much rather have the dance floor just like ripping, and have people like in it to just have fun.
I agree for sure. Like there's definitely sets because now I'll play like some artist sets, right, where it's more like that. People are looking at you, and then I'll play sets that are more just like club sets where I'm just the music for the night.
Yeah.
And for me, I have a bit more fun in those club sets because I feel like I could just like not focus on the person just staring me in the eyes.
It's just like, it's kind of backwards. You're almost more in control in those club sets.
Yeah.
Because people are more there for the music and more there to just kind of.
Yeah, and that's really reading the room and being like, okay, this is getting some good movement, this style.
Absolutely.
Like, lean into it a little bit more. So, all right, so now that was your first tour in general. Have you played in the U.S. at all yet? Or
I have. I played Same But Different last fall.
Okay.
That was my first festival set. It was Tiki's Music. My friends out of L.A., great collective. They put on shows out there, but they do stage takeovers.
Okay,
so they did their own stage out there, and they had me out for 2 days. I played my brand's kind of split because I play a lot of house music, and then I also play a lot of like UKG and speed garage.
Okay, yeah, I love it.
So the first day I played just a straight UK like bass set, UK garage, and then the second day I played like just straight disco and house music.
That's dope, though.
It's really fun.
Do you have a different alter ego for each
No,
sound,
I'm just trying to keep it all together.
One is Cassius, and one is King.
And honestly, one's Cassius, one is King. It just depends on like where I'm playing, like just kind of reading the room, right?
Yeah.
So like I played this beach club in Hainan called Savannah 2 days back to back, and both days like I pretty much just played like disco house, upbeat house, like tech house, and then towards the end I would get a little more into the UK or even like techno-y, and it worked really well. But then the day after that we played in Shenzhen, which was I played at like one of the biggest, not biggest, but like most well-respected techno clubs.
Yeah, okay.
And it was like dark, and there was like chains hanging from the ceiling. So I was like, I can go straight like dark bass and techno and whatever. So yeah, it's just kind of reading where you're at, seeing what people are likely going to
I think, there's a general outline, right? If you have a sound that you should stick somewhat in, but for the most part, if unless everyone knows who you are, or like you had a massive song that everyone like expects, it's kind of like just making sure that the room is happy and playing where you're at.
Even at that techno club, like I was playing like 140, like hard groove techno up to like 150, like some harder stuff, like 140 bass. And then I ended the set with like "Music Is Better" by Rufus Du Sol, and it all works though. You know what I mean? And
People
it's like,
loved it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just kind of like peaks and valleys.
Do you make your own edits, or do you make edits for your sets?
Absolutely, yeah. Especially just to like fit stuff into my set, even if I need to shorten something or just like blend to like a vocal in with something. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's super important to also, like. Do you release those, or do you kind of keep them to yourself?
Those are just from I don't change enough to where I'd feel like it. Needs
like there's
to be
some, like I
released.
was thinking about doing an edit pack, but I'm like, I don't know. It makes my sets, it's just for me, right? Yeah,
exactly.
It's like, or just for during my sets.
I'm trying to focus a lot on like either originals and remixes right now, just because I've been producing for like 6 years and I still have never released anything because I'm a total perfectionist.
It's not good.
Just not good. I need to grease that wheel and just
get
exactly. So that's why I forced myself. I was like,
because I was gonna say I saw your clip. I don't know what track you were posting about, but it was a dope track. And
thank you.
I was like,
hope you know.
I was like, how can I stream it? And you can't.
Soon. Very soon.
Honestly, though, waiting around for labels, right, can kind of
kill. Yeah, which is why I'm just gonna start self-releasing. And it's like I said, I have been split between those two like personalities of house and then like the garage side. And so I'm like, why not just post both? I'll have like an EP of house and an EP of garage stuff, and then
especially if the project's newer.
Yeah, it's also like people want to attach to a brand that is like whatever that person likes. You know what I mean? Like your brand should be what you like. And so people are going to be more magnetic towards that if it's true to what your interests are.
Yeah.
Like even if it's like, for example, like Mochak used to be a semi-pro skateboarder. So there's like skateboarding.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so like he hosted an event at the Venice Skate Park. So it's like that's a cool clash of like the things that he loves. Yeah, so it's like as long as it fits you, then other people are going to like be magnetized towards that.
Yeah, I'm a coffee addiction. I'm releasing a song called Over Caffeinate.
Let's go.
And I'm like tying it in. I'm like considering just trying to find like venues that are just coffee shops and just do
that's huge
whole
right
coffee
now.
shop tour.
Like what AM Radio is doing in LA.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you just had a coffee rave as well.
Yeah,
here,
we
right?
had one here. It was dope. I'm playing one in a week in Orlando.
Like, so roll the clip.
Yeah,
roll the clip.
But honest, I mean, the coffee pop-ups, they're awesome. The energy's great. And then it's just like, it's not about getting fucked up. Like people are just like high on espresso.
It's huge in South Florida. In Miami, where they're like, oh, don't party. I just sell crypto.
So I like them. I'm, like I said, I made the track because I was like caffeine addict. I'm like, there's all these coffee pop-ups and no one has a song about caffeine addiction, but slight addiction. But
slight addiction.
Do you drink a lot of like Red Bull and shit like that when you play? Or?
I used to a lot. Oh, I can't talk about this. I can't talk about this on the podcast. Okay. I used to drink a lot of caffeine on tour for sure. Yeah. That was like just chugging Red Bull. And hey, but yeah, a lot of caffeine on tour, and then I had to like tone it back. So I went cold turkey for a while and just didn't drink any coffee or anything. Yeah. But now like I have an espresso machine at home. I'll just like 1 or 2 a day. Ease back into it.
I know it's something like I was touring. Where was I playing? I was flying to, I think, Chicago. I don't know. I was on a flight touring somewhere, and like my parents for some reason got me a coffee magazine for my birthday. that was an awesome gift. But
that's a great gift.
I was reading it, and I'm like, of course, like the flight attendant starts up, like, do you own like a coffee shop? And I was like, nah, I just have like a severe caffeine addiction. But I guess you don't really see people reading magazines.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you try the Red Bull when you were in China? The Chinese Red Bull?
It was on my rider. I think I have a
like
video
the short
somewhere.
Little ones?
No, they didn't give me that. They gave me I think they gave me normal.
They're gnarly. I was shaking before my set.
Oh,
they hit like a train.
That would make sense because I thought I was just nervous, but I did definitely drink some Red Bull before my set,
They're great.
Do you get nerves at all before you DJ?
For sure. Yeah. But you can see in the beginning of my mountain set that I'm dropping this Friday. You can see I'm like a little nervous towards the beginning, and then once I'm into it, like 3 songs in, I'm chilling. Yeah. But like the first, I'm like, is everything gonna work?
It probably took me like a solid 2 years of playing shows consistently to like not really feel. I only get nervous when I play like a show in China or something like that. That's a bit I was playing at Dare this past weekend with Pauly D. And I realized like there was like probably 1,000 people in front of me, and I was not nervous at all. but I was tired. It was like,
What's the craziest like off the cuff set that you've ever played that you didn't plan for, and it's just like?
Well, I mean, that one's not off. I mean, that is Pauly D. Like,
yeah, that is pretty.
I was like, fuck it. They hit me up week of, and they're like, hey, you want to play? And I'm like, you know what? Why not? But I mean, so that was definitely a little bit of left field for my sound and stuff. What was tough though is I thought I was playing a 3-hour set, and then they were like, nah, you're on till 5.
Oh,
so I played 12 to 5 straight. So I was up there for 5 hours, and like 5-hour DJ set, right? Not that bad if it's like a club or like like not like a big room like Dare where everyone's just staring at you. Like the crowd got there like super early too for Pauly D, I guess.
Yeah,
they got there at like 2 p.m. and they were just like staring me in the eye for like 3 hours.
Man,
I had some good energy and it was a great crowd.
Yeah.
But it's much harder. I think it's like, because it's like you're almost headlining you're not headlining, but when you have that many people there staring at you, you have to play like a headlining set for like 5 hours.
That's stressful.
Yeah. The last 30 minutes, I could tell they were like, all right, get the fuck up.
Everyone's played like a good
like,
5-hour after set. That's easy.
That's easy as
5 hours at a club and everyone's staring at you. You're like, oh God.
So yeah, I have some funny clips of people just like locking eyes. But no, it's crazy how many people he pulled. And dude, like, it was probably,
he's still like a legend.
Yeah, so I played with a lot of DJs there, and it was probably the most crowded I've ever seen it.
Wow.
And I'm like, it's wild. Like, it's,
I guess that's Lottie, though, to be honest.
Yeah. And we get so locked into, like, the dance music world, being like, oh, this person's, like, massive. And, like, but, like, we forget sometimes about, like, the general public.
And just the club scene where people are, like...
Yeah, they don't know a lot of the DJs that we think are, like, the biggest DJs. They don't really know who they are. But they know Pauly D. You know?
Everybody knows Pauly D.
That's, I guess, do you ever want to try and, like, is that your goal long-term, like, cross over into, like, the general public, or... You want to stay more in like the underground scene?
I just want to make music that I love and just play to good crowds, and that's about it.
Fans that like your music.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd say Disco Lines is definitely starting to go over
he's
to
definitely with that new Tinashe,
which is crazy.
It's wild to see.
Yeah.
Because people, dude, I'm on like a side of TikTok now since like obviously I support all his content.
Yeah,
he's one of my boys. So like, but because I like all his stuff, they like. The algorithm puts me in as like a fan. Yeah. And most of his fans are the girls who like are obsessed with him because he's hot. So I get so many like thirst traps of him where it's like videos of him playing and he's like wiping the sweat off his hair and stuff. And I'm like, how do I say no more of this? I'm good. That's just my boy. Like, I don't want to see
That's funny. Yeah, no, he's having definitely like a mainstream moment. I think certain DJs, they just have that mainstream moment. Where you just like it transcends the dance music world.
He broke through,
and you break
Shout
into
out.
the mainstream.
Well done, Thaddeus.
Yeah,
proud of you.
It's crazy though. Not a lot. I'd say maybe 20 DJs in my lifetime that I can remember have like done that. So
definitely,
it's a great accomplishment. But for me, I think that would be the ultimate goal. I always like to be just touring as a headliner.
I mean, I think everyone would.
Yeah. But
no, I'm gonna say opener for me.
Yeah. Well, some DJs prefer to stay more like underground or like more like
create like a more intimate vibe.
Yeah, or like the club space scene.
I mean, I feel like that's even what Summit's talked about this a lot, where he's like, damn, I kind of miss playing like the small intimate clubs.
Yeah. It's a completely different vibe, a completely different set, and completely different direction.
Played just big festivals. You're like 100 feet even from the front row.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to kind of see the vibe.
You're playing a pre-planned set for the most part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of like club sets, you're like, screw it. I'm going to do whatever I want and just feel it out. And just dodge from genre to genre.
Yeah, I think it gets a bad or like a misconception. I don't know what the right word is. But people think when we say pre-planned set, like you're literally just pressing play and standing up there. But usually, at least for me, when I've ever done a festival set, I'll have like 30 tracks or 40 tracks. I'm like, I know I'm going to play this one first, this one last, and then these in between.
Yeah.
That's what most DJs mean, right? As a
pre-planned for sure.
set.
And like what I'll do is I'll just find a couple songs that I know work really well together, so I can have moments that I like. I'll spend hours working on sets to make sure that like they're really good and that people will like enjoy certain moments that I want to bake in. But also like if they're not feeling a part of the set or they are feeling a part harder, I can still dip into those pockets without like having it be completely pre-planned.
Yeah. You know? Yeah, I agree with that.
It's like, it's an art. It's an art form. It's just because people, I don't know, it's like people make their music before they go out and play it. It's like, what do you expect them to also make the song live? And like, I don't know. It's a whole discussion on its own.
So many DJ haters out there.
Yeah. You didn't make the CDJs yourself at home.
You didn't make the song live. I mean, I guess Fred again. I don't know.
Fred again doing the finger drumming, which is sweet.
Yeah.
It's awesome. But like that's not DJing.
Yeah. It's producing.
It's which
in front
is
of a crowd.
still
which
great.
Is crazy.
Just insane.
Yeah, I couldn't. I don't think I could do it.
No, I'm not a finger drumming guy.
Yeah. I saw a funny
Twisting
TikTok.
knobs guy.
Yeah, someone loaded up like all the SpongeBob sounds, and they were like, it was like everyone was commenting like, "Not Fred again," but it was.
My favorite SpongeBob sound is the Squidward walking sound.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Squish, squish. I don't know. It's like, yeah. Anyways, this is bad. We should switch up the topic here.
I get on tangents really quick. I got ADHD real bad.
All right. It's perfect for a podcast. All right. So, music-wise, you're kind of finding your sound. You're gonna start to release stuff. Do you have a label name, or are you just kind of doing under Cassius King?
Just self-released, independent.
Yeah.
For now, and then hopefully get singles deals down the line.
Okay.
And just kind of shop around to wherever would be a good home for whatever song I've made.
Are you gonna pay for like DJ promo? Because I was just looking at this for.
What does that even mean?
So, yeah, sorry. It's like you could pay for like 1,001 track list. They have like an email list where they send it out to all the DJs. I know I'm just sharing sauce. I like to just
share
like,
the sauce. Let's go.
I have no
didn't know
filter.
this was even a thing.
There's that. There's Woe promo is another one. It's where all the DJs get their music from. At least
sick.
for me, like I get
Your Army.
yeah, so I'm on In-Flight, right?
Oh, sick.
And then I subscribe to a bunch of labels and promo services.
Dope.
So I get like, like I got the Disco Lines track like 2 weeks before or something like that. So as a curator, so you could pay those promo services for it. I just did a TikTok kind of shitting on this, but, so it's probably bad that I'm promoting it. But no, I found one, like the one that I got quoted for was like $1,000 for, it was like a month-long campaign.
That's
and it's literally just so people don't get the wrong impression. It's just you're sending it to, it's like a curated list of DJs that get your music a month before or so before it comes out.
That's crazy. I know I was on one of those lists to get music for a while.
Yeah. But it's super, it is helpful to
for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, labels pay for it.
I'm just hitting track stack and DMs like crazy.
Okay.
Praying.
It might be worth it. I'll let you know. I just paid for one. So
let me know how it goes and then get back to me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, it's tough though, promoting originals and getting DJs to play your originals out.
Absolutely.
Because it's like there's only an hour and a half in a headlining set.
It's got to be like money. For sure. I'm starting to make like flips of my originals. Okay.
Like I just did this for, I think I talked about this on the Leandis podcast.
Resampling your own music is one of the greatest things.
Yeah. Well, just making it so other DJs could be like, oh, this vocal works in my sets.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's over a latest track, but let's play it out and see.
Well, I have this one track that I've been sitting on for a little while, and it's like a splice vocal.
Okay.
And Michael Beebe's been playing out a different version of it with that same splice vocal. And I've had like 3 people send it to me and be like, dude, he's playing out your song.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe I need to get this out so people think BB's playing my track this summer.
It's a good strategy. The splice vocals get used, overused.
Sure, like that Sammy Virgie one.
Yeah, I know.
Can get it if you need it.
I had one. I mean, my big songs were splice vocals. Like when I say big, streaming wise, like
doing well.
Yeah, the Nobody Like You one I had. It's almost at like 15 million. Shout out Retrovision.
Let's go. That's
yeah, it's like crazy. But it was a splice vocal.
Yeah.
And I saw the singer. She's like one of the famous splice singers.
Wow.
Like where everyone, and she posted the other day. I was like, that's cool. It's like
We love that.
But it kind of is crazy for them, like for a splice vocalist. Like Deep End, for example, by John Summit. Like that was a splice vocal.
Punching the wall.
Yeah,
on that
no
one,
royalties. You get nothing. But like,
it's a flourishing career.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know when I found, and I think they took Deep End by John Summit. If people don't know, that was a splice vocal. And yeah, I think they took it down because I tried to find it like a couple weeks later.
Really?
And I couldn't find the vocal. He probably.
Oh, the vocal.
Yeah, just
the vocal.
the
About the song. I was like, no way.
No, just the vocal from that. I guess when a track gets that big,
it's fair.
People scrub it or something. But yeah, I use like a little bit of AI and stuff for vocals right now.
How have you been finding that? Does it work well?
Yeah, honestly, like so I write all my own lyrics. I've always been like lyrically inclined, I guess. So for me, it's hard when you're working with singers sometimes to like get them to sing
them in the right.
Yeah, what you're thinking, or like artists have their own vision, right?
For sure.
So I will say for me, like the AI has been helpful because I can type out all the lyrics I want, give the style, and then I get the vocals.
Have you ever found one where you can do like a close imitation of what you want, maybe pitch correct it, and then have another AI singer re-sing it?
Yeah, I haven't tried that before, but I've heard people doing that as well.
Let me know which one's better. And then
Yeah. Well, Suno's the one that I use for vocals. It's getting really, yeah. So you can go, obviously Suno, have you used it before?
No.
Okay, so Suno is like, yeah, I think I've talked about this before, but it's just an AI music generator.
Okay.
But they added for the pro feature like a stem feature to it where you can get the vocals and the instrumental separate. So I do that, create it, get the vocals, bring the vocals into my track, and then write a track around it.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've done it a few times.
I just want like a Flodan AI voice.
Yeah.
I can't afford his rate. Sorry, Flodan. If you need any free vocals, let me know.
That's it. Yeah, I don't put in like a specific artist, or I don't think it'll let you.
I definitely won't let you.
Yeah, it's gonna get weird. I mean, it's already getting weird.
It's definitely going to.
With all that shit, but
copyright and
yeah,
definitely.
Really know what, yeah. Anyways, yeah. So Splice vocals though, like I think AI vocals are better than Splice vocals because Splice vocals everyone has access to. AI vocals, at least it's going to be unique
somewhat
to
more
you.
original.
Like, no one else can have that vocal.
That's interesting. I actually like that a lot.
But yeah, it's probably going to get hate on the internet for talking.
You know what
about
I've been using AI for a lot on ChatGPT? I'll have it help me make serum presets. Have you done that? If I'm ever like stuck on trying to recreate a sound, like a Kedema synth or something, I'll feed them the song and I'll be like, how do I make this synth? And they'll just go through.
Give you step by step? Or is it, okay, I was going to say if it actually generates
or I'll be like, give me a chord progression that's similar to this.
I tried that the other day.
Yeah, it works. You have to put it in.
It's like
sometimes it's a good like stepping stone though. For sure.
Well, if you don't know musical theory too.
Yeah.
Do you have a music theory background at all?
No, not really.
Yeah, I don't either. I think most DJs
just kind
don't.
of fumble through and figure it out.
Yeah. Do you mix in key when you're DJing?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you? Okay, I don't really know. I used to a lot, but I just...
If I'm planning a set, I definitely do.
Yeah.
And if I'm like... Even when I'm out, I'll sort by BPM, and it tells you if it's like... It's not that accurate, but it'll tell you if it's in key.
Yeah.
In key. And I'll try to, but if I can't find something and like there's another song that's
I used to stress on it. I think I had a set where like the music almost ran out because I was trying to find one in key, and then that was the last time I mixed in key. I was like, you know,
upcoming DJs, like it's important to mix in key, but it's not that important.
It's not at the end of the day, if the music cuts out, that's worse.
Yeah,
your song
just play another great song, and it's the same. And energy is what really matters, but key helps.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, especially if you have vocals leaking over or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, so. You are coming off a tour in China.
Yep.
About to release some music. Self-release it.
Yep.
Pay for a promo. No, just kidding. Yeah, man. So what else? What other big goals are you
we're trying to do another China tour in October.
Okay.
We want to do 15 cities this time. We did 4 cities the last one, or 5, I guess. So that's a big task. So
yeah. Tiring.
Very tiring. Yeah. Very tiring. I mean, even 5 cities was exhausting, but. Also, like the newness of China had just hit me, so we were like out drinking and partying every night. So next time I think
did you get sick or did you like?
I didn't get sick in China, and then after Japan I got sick.
Yeah,
just the lack of sleep and not being home. So
that's fucking brutal.
So yeah, I'm trying.
That's so that you went. I did the same thing, China, Japan.
Yeah, I mean you're on that side of the world, you might as well.
Yeah. All right, so China, another tour. Possibly in the fall,
trying to do that,
and then churning out some of your own music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you gonna still be doing any EDM videography stuff? Or are you?
Yeah, definitely. I still work with a couple artists, and like when my friends come in town, if they need a videographer, I'll help them out. But the money in music media is not that great.
Yeah.
Which is kind of why I pivoted. It's not as glorious, but it pays the bills better.
Yeah.
It's a tough game, music media, because. Even if you're at the top of the game, unless you're at the top of the game, you're not making that great of money. Mm-hmm. And there's always some young, hungry college kid who's willing to do it for free.
I'll shoot for $50.
Exactly. Yeah. And I don't know, management will typically try to pivot or leverage that over you.
Yeah, shit.
So it's tough.
All right. Well. All right, man. Well, thank you again for coming on.
Of course, man.
Really appreciate it. And we'll see a lot more from Cassius King in the future.
Thanks for having me. Cheers.